Hello, John. I just saw your video, and I've had some time to reflect on it, to think about what I'm going to say. And it occurs to me, John, that you and me, we're not too terribly dissimilar. But the biggest difference that I can see, John, is where you inherited your daddy's money. I earned every cent of mine through toil, effort, and sweat. See, John, I grew up with an old belief that if you don't work, you don't eat. And I grew up hungry, John. I grew up real hungry. You talk about how you grew up bullied. You grew up in hells that I can't imagine. John, I grew up in South Boston, Southie to the locals. That is a hell you will never know, where every waking moment you spit in the devil's eye and you dare him to do something about it. You fight for everything you get, because no one is going to give you a goddamn thing. So you have to reach out and take it, if you're bold enough, if you're hungry enough. You talk about how you went to Japan, John. You went to Japan and you learned all these fancy things. What you forget, John, is that I've been to Japan as well. The difference is I didn't go on Daddy's dime. I earned my way there. I fought, I bled, and I scrapped. Every bruise, every broken bone, every concussion, every strained ligament, all of it became knowledge, John. Knowledge that is now locked inside my head. But it wasn't just Japan, John. I wrestled in Europe. I wrestled in Mexico, Canada, Africa, Australia. Every continent of this earth, I've left my blood on its soil. Can you say the same? John, you and me, we got a problem. You claim that the governing board of the V.W.W.A wants you to remain silent. If that's the case, then that's a problem between you and them. Whatever little beef you seem to have got with Thommy McGregor, that's on you. You want to slight him for serving his country in the armed forces of Greater Britannia? You need to come to realization right here and now, rich boy. Lots of young men and women, good, upstanding, proper citizens, can only get by serving their country, and how dare you belittle him for that? You and me, we're going to have it out. You're angry that I gave you a little taste of medicine from my axe handle at Beach Brawl? Well, you know what, John? You had that coming to you, 'cause you got beat. You got beat clean, you got beat fair, and you sure as hell got beat square. You got defeated, and you decided you had to take umbrage on that and keep attacking a kid who had beaten you fair up. So yeah, I gave you a little love tap with my axe handle. Deal with it, kid. Life is going to hit you a hell of a lot harder than I did. Soon, John, real soon, you and me, we're going to tape them fists, and we're going to face off at Asylum. And let's talk about that taped fists match. It's one of the most brutal, barbaric matches you can possibly have, John. It is not a classic wrestling match. It is a fight. It is a brawl. It is a test to see whose will break first, or whose bones will break. John, we're not terribly far removed from the greatest human creation ever, the Olympic Games. And the ancient Olympians had the right of it, John. They knew that mankind must do one of three things. He must run for his life, he must swim for his life, or he must fight for his life. And you and me, kid, we're going to fight for our lives in that ring, because only one of us is going to walk out a winner. And it doesn't matter who it is, John, but I can guarantee you this. Both of us are going to be different men than before we were when we walked in. You told me to bring everything I got. I'm bringing my will to win, John. See if yours measures up.